Age, appearing in his third successive British final, and Chris Louis had done so much marvellous work last year on every call after falling in his first ride. He's just 22 years of age. He looks as though he's set for 3 points here though. Louis leads. This is his second appearance in the British final, and he's coming up to take 3 points by winning Heat 16. 2 points to Mark Loram, and just 1 point to Marvin Cox back in third place. What a terrific ride from Chris Louis, coming from the back over his old mate Mark Loram. Both come up through the ranks of juniors in speedway action, and it didn't seem to be any room for Chris Louis to go around the outside, but he did.
I've ever ridden in my life. Track went very slick early, and it was very hard to pass, but I've just won a race and it's put me on 6. Hopefully if I get a couple of points in my next one, I should be through.
Well, with 10 riders going through, the reckon to cut off 7, 8 to be safe. So as you say, a couple of points, you should be okay.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people still, like there's about 7 riders still on 4, 5 and 6 points. You know, I think it's going to be lower qualifier today. I think 7 maybe will squeeze you through, but you know, I just got to try and do my best.
So after all riders have had 4 outings, there it is. Gary Howlett still unbeaten on 12 points. Bit of daylight between him and Martin Dugard on 10. Chris Louis on 9. Calvin Tatum and Andy Smith on 8. Paul Thorpe 7. Wig and Cox and Dean Barker on 6. And Mark Loram on 5. That's the top pack at the moment. Join us for the conclusion of the British final after break. Stadium for the conclusion of the 1992 British Speedway Championship. All riders with 1 outing still to go, and there's a lot of questions still to be answered on those minor qualification places. Just to recall, 10 going through to the Commonwealth final at Kings Lynn in 14 days' time. Heat number 17, Calvin Tatum red, Martin Dugard blue, Chris Louis white, and Simon Wigg in yellow and black as the tape tries on this particular race. And the first one to show is Martin Dugard. Dugard in blue. Coming around the outside in white is Chris Louis. And the battle then is between Calvin Tatum and Simon Wigg for 3rd and 4th place respectively. But Martin Dugard leads. Now Calvin Tatum comes up the inside of Chris Louis and takes Louis. Louis is now left for dead as Wigg comes through as well. So Tatum in 2nd place, Wigg 3rd, and Chris Louis left for dead in that particular race. Made a hell of a mash-up of that 3rd and 4th turn. But it's Dugard that leads. From Tatum, from Wigg, from Louis in that order in heat number 17. Martin Dugard with these 3 points will end up on 13. Chris Louis trying to come back into the fray as we enter the final lap of heat 17. And it all means now prizes, and the prizes really is for the victor of being British champion. And for the other man, it's all about qualifying and progressing further in the World Championship. But this fella's done it, and won heat number 17 is Martin Dugard, who finishes this British final on 13 points. He wins heat 17. 2 points for the rider in red, Calvin Tatum. He finishes on 10 points. And 1 point for Simon Wigg, who finishes on 7. So congratulations to Martin Dugard, who not only gets double figures, but it's sat there nicely on 13 points as he waves to the crowd. He's the winner of heat number 17. Heat number 18, Sean Wilson on 4 in red, Dave Millett on 4 in blue, Joe Screen on 4 in white. So a lot of things to be answered in heat number 18 on those fellas. Andy Smith on 8 points in yellow and black. Should be safe of qualification, but another point in this particular heat would make absolutely sure. But it's the riders in red, blue and white to watch out for, because if one of those could win it, it will mean qualification for the next stage of the competition. This, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is heat number 18. And the first one to show is the rider in blue, Dave Millett. Millett has got the drop in blue. Dave Millett leads, coming round the outside, even though it's Andy Smith. Andy Smith in superb style takes the lead from Dave Millett. So Andy Smith, to the cheers of the home fans, of course, the Coventry faithful who are here this afternoon, leads. Dave Millett in 2nd place, Sean Wilson 3rd, and Joe Screen back in 4th place. So it looks as though Joe Screen will be out of the World Championship along with Sean Wilson as we enter lap 3. There's no doubt in yellow and black that Andy Smith is going through to the Commonwealth final on 8 points. This will put him on 11, and Dave Millett tucked in behind him. He will end on 6. He'll have to wait and see if that's going to be enough. But on the final lap of heat number 18, it's Andy Smith who's going to win heat number 18 and end up in double figures, 11 points, and bring the cheers to the Coventry fans as he comes up and takes the win. Second place is Dave Mullett. Third place is Sean Wilson. So Andy Smith ends up on 11 points. Dave Mullett ends up on 6. So we'll have to wait to see if that's enough to put Mullett through to the next stages. Heat number 19, Paul Thorpe, 2 wins to his credit. He rides in red in heat number 19. Blue is Dean Barker in blue. Gary Havelock unbeaten in white and looking set to become British champion if he can finish first or second in this particular heat. Mark Loram in yellow and black on the outside, and the tape's rise, and it is Gary Havelock going to surround it with a 15-point maximum. No, the rider in red, Paul Thorpe, has got there. Thorpe leads. Havelock is in second place, and that's enough to become British champion for the second successive year. But coming round the outside of him is Mark Loram. Mark Loram comes up and takes second place from Gary Havelock. Oh, it is Thorpe that leads. Mark Loram second, and Havelock is relegated to third spot. And if it stays this way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we will have a run-off for the title of British champion. Paul Thorpe leads. What a superb start he made from trap 1. Now, look at the rider in yellow and black, Mark Loram, making his presence felt on Paul Thorpe. One more lap to go, but it's all about the rider there in white. If Dean Barker can take him, it will mean that Martin Dugard is the British champion. So Gary Havelock relegated to third place in this race. What a surprise! But coming up to take the win is Paul Thorpe who wins. Second place is Mark Loram, and in third place, to the surprise of the crowd, is Gary Havelock. So Paul Thorpe gets a win, and he ends up on 10 points quite safely after a nightmare first outing. So heat number 20, the final scheduled ride, but we know we've got at least one run-off. One run-off for the champion of British title holder. That will be heat number 21, but in this heat, heat number 20, it's Jeremy Doncaster in red. Clarence, the reserve, rides in blue, replacing the injured Alan Rossiter. Graham Jones is in white, and Marvin Cox is in yellow and black. It's really all about Cocker trying to get the points to progress further in this one. There's a tapes rise on what should be the final race, and it is the rider in white, Graham Jones, who takes the early initiative. Doncaster in second place, and just look at Cocker drive round the outside of both of them. Marvin Cox from the Paul Pirates down there on the south coast, coming from the back to take the lead in yellow and black. Doncaster in red having a battle with Graham Jones, but Graham Jones just at this moment in time with the initiative. So yellow and black, Cox leads. White, Graham Jones second. Jeremy Doncaster red third in heat number 20. And Cox looks likely to end up with 3 points, which will mean he will end up on 9 if he can just stay out of trouble. Likeable character Marvin Cox, Auto sponsored, and that's good news for any of these riders. Down the back straight, Marvin Cox leads from Graham Jones, from Jeremy Doncaster. Coming up to take surely 3 safe points for him, and it is Cox who just gets there from Graham Jones in second place and Jeremy Doncaster third. So the calculators have now been out, and we realise that we have got 2 run-offs here this afternoon. One for the championship.